It should happen here tomorrow night at that school board meeting. According to the agenda for the meeting that was posted publicly online, the school board is going to vote on a few things that involve parent rights, discrimination, and non-harassment. So let's dive into what this all looks like. A draft of the board policy manual for the school district reveals the board is proposing a new right for parents and guardians of district students when it comes to their child's gender identity. The proposal says parents would have to be notified within 3 school days when their child requests to be identified as a gender other than their biological sex or gender, use a name that differs from their legal name, use pronouns that don't align with their biological sex or gender, or if they want to use certain restrooms or changing facilities, or have access to sex-segregated school programs or activities. The proposal also changes a student's right to privacy, saying a student's transgender or gender nonconforming status is the student's private information, but it would now add to that, quote, with the exception of parental notification. We spoke to district parents today about the proposal and where they stand.
For them to have to tell us within 3 days, I do believe that that is a good thing. I do believe that people have choices, but I do also believe that it is really important for parents to know, especially children, when it comes to their decisions and things.
I think it's not any of the school's business what the kids want to do, and if the kids actually have a trusted teacher that they want to share this information with, or whatever they want to do, sharing that information, I don't think that they should be forced to tell that to their parents.
And this isn't something that's new in our state. In fact, just last week, KCRA3 reported that Attorney General Rob Bonta is suing a Southern California school district for a similar policy that would require parents to be notified if their student identifies as transgender. That's the Chino Valley Unified School District. Now, I did reach out to the Attorney General's office today about the proposed policy here in Rockland. They said that they, yes, are aware of it and that they would, quote, respond accordingly. We're live in Rockland. Brittany Hope, KCRA3 News.
Yeah, so Brittany, if the Rockland School Board votes in favor of this measure tomorrow night, kind of walk us through what happens after that.
Yeah, to be honest, we're not really sure. I did reach out to the district and the board members today about this, but no one got back to me. So in terms of how this would be implemented and when, we're still waiting to hear. We should get those answers tomorrow night at that meeting.
All right, Brittany, thank you.